How much more of this public humiliation are we gonna take? I loathe Israel. I do. I think that it is a dangerous, vicious, belligerent pariah state. And it is shameful that we continue to enable them. And now, after being one of the leading voices pushing Trump into war with Iran, Senator Lindsey Graham is now begging the president to engage with war against Hezbollah. Take a look.
So I'm calling on President Trump today. Join Israel to attack Hezbollah. Avenge the Marines. America never forgets. Those 220 Marines and 18 sailors' families, we want to go after the infrastructure that killed your loved ones. Their IRGC assets in Beirut as I speak. President Trump, come up with a new operation called Simplify. Fly with Israel and go after Hezbollah, who has American blood on its hands. Not only take the mothership of Iran down, also take the proxy of Hezbollah, settle the score, even the account.
I have an idea. Why don't we just like airdrop Lindsey Graham in the middle of Iran right now? Or Lebanon. Why doesn't he fight Hezbollah himself? I'd love to see it. So he's referring to Hezbollah's 1983 attack on the US Marine barracks in Beirut, which got 241 Americans killed. By the way, there is some indication that the Israelis knew that it was coming and didn't inform the Americans about it. Par for the course. I think that they had foreknowledge when it came to 9/11 too. But anyway, even Republican Tim Burchett roasted Graham for his bloodthirstiness. Let's take a look at that.
Senator Lindsey Graham is now calling for the US to start bombing Lebanon in response to the Hezbollah IDF action.
Lindsey hadn't seen a fist fight he hasn't wanted to turn into a bombing raid. So I just take it with a grain of salt, dude.
Because Lindsey Graham is a coward and he thinks this makes him look like a tough guy. And of course, this is what his donors want him to do, so he does it. But he doesn't have kids. He doesn't have to worry about his son getting drafted into a disastrous war that could get him killed. By the way, this is escalating very quickly. And if China and Russia gets involved, I don't know how bad this is gonna get. But I'm starting to think that there is a possibility that we could find ourselves in a situation where there is a draft. So, I mean, look, and it's not just what's happening in the Middle East. Like Trump is pursuing regime change in Cuba. Okay, there was a story that we didn't even have time to cover on the show today. We're getting involved in Ecuador. What are we doing? We don't have endless resources and we don't have endless American soldiers to sacrifice for these nonsense wars. This is a total disaster. And like, Trump seems to have lost his mind too. Like I'm seeing the cognitive decline. I think most people can see it. Aside from the weird rashes he's got, I don't know what that's all about. I'm not gonna diagnose him, I'm not a health expert. But in terms of the way he's been behaving, he's definitely lost it, even more than usual. So we're being led by an elderly man in cognitive decline who is totally controlled by a foreign country. This is a disaster. And if people aren't enraged by it, or at least concerned by it, I don't know what world you're living in. I don't know what you're smoking, but honestly, I could use a little because I'm worried. And I feel like everyone else should be too.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.